It is an honor to share highlights of the California Native American Studies Model Curriculum, otherwise known as NASMC, and to reflect on our collective responsibility to ensure that every California student learns accurate, respectful histories of the first people of this land. The NASMC represents a historic milestone, a curriculum built in partnership with Native nations that reclaims truth-telling, honors sovereignty, and uplifts Native voices. This curriculum represents a turning point, a fresh approach to truth-telling that elevates Native voices and gives educators the resources to share fuller, more accurate, and meaningful stories. It ensures generations of students will grow up with a deeper understanding of the diverse histories and the contemporary realities of Native peoples. We want to begin by acknowledging that every school campus in California exists within the traditional homelands of one or more Native American tribes. California is home to 109 federally recognized tribes and over 80 tribes still seeking federal recognition. Here in San Diego County, we are gathered on the ancestral lands of 18 resilient tribal reservations, the most reservations within one county in the United States. The land is home to the Kumeyaay, Liseño, Degeno, Payacuichum, Iapay, Tiapay people, who have stewarded the region since time immemorial and who continue to live, thrive, and contribute to California today. San Diego County has documented that there are over 2,500 Native American K-12 students, which we know is a drastic underrepresentation of the actual number of Native students. For example, there is data to show that over 6,000 enrolled Cherokee citizen households are within San Diego County alone. Until September 2025, the instructional resources available for use in California public schools did not include accurate, historic, and contemporary information concerning Native Americans in the United States, especially those in California. Because the expertise resides within the tribes themselves, all efforts to develop the California Native American Studies Model Curriculum for Native American Studies was tribally driven. Developed collaboratively by the San Diego and Humboldt County Offices of Education, under the guidance of Native leaders, the NASMC is a comprehensive TK through 12th grade resource that includes over 500 lesson plans, primary sources, videos, artwork, and professional learning opportunities. The curriculum was built through relationship and respect, with more than 400 listening sessions, talking circles to inform the design. It was not written about Native people, but created with and by them. NASMC equips educators with culturally responsive, place-based materials that reflect the Indigenous knowledge, science, and governance units. The NASMC marks a historic event within California. It is a historic achievement. For too long, the experiences and contributions of California tribal nations have been underrepresented in our schools. This curriculum represents a turning point, a fresh approach to truth-telling that elevates Native voices and gives educators the resources to share fuller, more accurate, and meaningful stories. It ensures that generations of students will grow up with a deeper understanding of the diverse histories and the contemporary realities of Native people. The NASMC is a forward-looking collection of TK through 12th grade resources, lesson plans, primary resources, teaching strategies, and professional learning opportunities, designed to help educators teach Native American studies with accuracy, confidence, and cultural integrity. San Diego and Humboldt County Offices of Education were honored to serve as lead agencies, but the curriculum's success rests within relationship building. From the very start, we approach the work with humility, knowing that earning the trust of tribal nations requires action, intense consultation, accountability, and genuine partnership. Understanding that Native education must be led by Native voices, the county offices hired Native leaders to guide this development. We ensured the NASMC is not written about Native people, but it was created with and by them. The NASMC is a crucial point in cultivating belonging, building school environments where every student feels valued and seen, a place where learning is healing. This affirmation of community prepares all students to be informed global citizens, helps close opportunity gaps, and strengthens appreciation for the richness of Native cultures. The NASMC meets the urgent need for cultural responsive, place-based resources. This curriculum improves representation, fosters inclusive classrooms, and equips teachers to share the diverse histories and contributions of California Native peoples. Research tells us that cultural, meaningful curriculum improves engagement, strengthens identity development, and leads to higher academic success evidenced by reduced truancy and increased attendance and graduation rates. This curriculum is a gift for California's future. It promises that our classrooms can tell fuller, more honest story of the state's history, even when the truth is difficult. Through this commitment, students of California can now appreciate and celebrate Native knowledge together. The NASMC is now available through a dedicated website, giving educators and community members access to these incredible resources. We are grateful to California Department of Education team for supporting this effort. All resources are free and open source and available to California educators and community members across the state. The NASMC landing page features a newly commissioned video offering a visual timeline of California history through a Native perspective, a powerful way to ground the curriculum in truth and Native voices. The NASMC also elevates Native cultures through powerful imagery of California Native artists whose art demonstrate the cultural diversity, identity, and resilience to the curriculum. The scope of NASMC is significant. There are 150 lesson plans for TK through 5th grade, 100 lesson plans in grades 6th through 8th grade, and 164 lesson plans in grades 9th through 12th grade. At its heart, the curriculum honors Indigenous ways of knowing, sovereignty, and land-based learning. Storytelling, lifeways, song, dance, visual arts, and tribal languages are not treated as enrichment, but they are central to teaching. Students have the opportunity to experience Indigenous knowledge as a living and vital system to continue to shape science, governance, and civic life today. The lessons deepen learning through place-based and land-based approaches, cooperative and project-based instruction, and social justice and civic engagement. They explore powerful themes identified through the initial outreach within Native communities, such as identity, resilience, sovereignty, and relationships with the land, connecting students to culture, history, and community. Instructional scaffolding is embedded throughout NASMC. Lessons include universal design for learning, support ELD for students, and compliance with also accessibility standards, ensuring that all learners can access and engage with the curriculum. The NASMC includes several special features to enhance learning. In addition to the commissioned video for California history through a Native lens, the curriculum features videos produced by Native filmmakers and authors to uplift student voices. We have also licensed many additional videos embedded directly in the lesson plans, providing essential visual resources to bring the curriculum to life through tribal cultural bearers and tribal leaders. Many NASMC lessons include comprehensive Google Slides to support instruction. Some lessons are art and Native language integrated. There are also additional lessons that embed visual art to deepen cultural understanding. We are also excited to share that the guiding framework for our units lessons are the 7 essential understandings for California Indian history and culture. There are videos, micro courses, and professional learning aligned to this incredible framework. At the heart of the high school level, one highlighted unit is the Tribal Government and Civics unit. This is our biggest unit of 25 lessons within the unit that parallels the California Indian Education blanket exercise and examines American Indian policy and the colonial legacy connected to the past, to the present, in ways to prepare students to engage in civic life with a deeper understanding of sovereignty and government-to-government relationships. Humboldt and San Diego County Office of Education extend our deepest gratitude to all that made NASMC a reality. There are hundreds of partners that supported this effort and continue to support with upcoming professional learning. We honor the legislative leaders, including Assemblymember James Ramos and California Senator Monique Limon, whose advocacy created the pathway for this work. This work has been possible because of the leadership and the vision of many. Assemblymember James Ramos, the first Native American elected to the California State Legislature, has been a powerful voice within Native nations, reminding us that there's no way that you can learn about the history of California unless you include California's first people. It is with a heartfelt appreciation that we thank and acknowledge 3 incredible California Native women. The NASMC guiding leaders are Dr. Jolie Prophet, who is Lisenio Payakoicham and Tongva, Nicole Lim, who is Pomo, and Dr. Kutcha Risling Baldi, who is Hupa Karuk and Yurok tribes. They have shaped the work with their expertise in tribal governance and sovereignty, law, cultural preservation, and community engagement. Their leadership ensures that NASMC is authentic, culturally grounded, and rooted in Indigenous methodologies. For the first time, Native communities themselves are recognized as the rightful authorities in shaping how their histories and cultures are taught within California schools. We look forward to formally blanketing and honoring these incredible women in upcoming professional learnings. Dr. Jolie Prophet explains that the curriculum is not just about what we teach, but it's about how we teach, with place-based knowledge and respect for sovereignty. NASMC has created with and by Native communities. Collectively, we held over 400 NASMC community listening sessions and talking circles to hear the priorities of the curriculum from tribal communities, educators, Native American university faculty, Native students and families, elders, leaders, and cultural bearers. This curriculum is intergenerationally authored curriculum that connects ancestral knowledge with contemporary experiences. Elders contributed oral histories, cultural artifacts, and traditional stories, ensuring that ancestral knowledge anchors the curriculum. At the same time, Native youth played an active role. Through programs like the Tribal Youth Ambassadors at the California Indian Museum and Cultural Center, young people helped shape the context that speak to their own lived realities within the lesson plans. We also want to acknowledge that there were hundreds of Native American high school students that piloted the curriculum and provided critical, important, and heartfelt feedback to make the curriculum more engaging and responsive to Native voices. Tribal engagement and consultation centered our work. Because the expertise resides within the tribes themselves, all efforts to create NASMC have been tribally driven. One of our guiding leaders, Nicole Lim, has taught us that Native communities must be the ones to define how their histories are taught. That is sovereignty in practice. NASMC is an opportunity to transform education so that it no longer erases Native peoples, but instead centers their voices, our methodologies, and our lived experiences. Our appreciation goes out to California tribes and tribal leaders, tribal agencies, and the Southern California Tribal Chairmen's Association and the California Tribal Chairpersons Association for their vision and guidance in shaping NASMC. Their leadership and commitment have ensured that the curriculum is rooted in sovereignty, cultural integrity, and the voices of Native communities. These are just some of the tribes and tribal partners we'd like to highlight. NASMC is our opportunity to do better within public schools. It is a tribally developed, rooted in Native leadership, and designed to ensure that truth, respect, and sovereignty guide the way that we teach. Tribal education directors and staff have been monumental supporters and guides to share tribal curriculum, media, and resources. They also will play critical partners in training all of the curriculum at regional levels. We also acknowledge and thank hundreds of Native educators, cultural knowledge holders, teachers, students, families, and community partners whose voices, videos, wisdom, and collaboration made the vision possible. We thank NASMC guiding leaders, NASMC community members, authors, and tribal community researchers to ensure that every lesson is rooted in cultural integrity and authenticity. Together, this collective of leadership, educators, and communities has created a resource that uplifts Native voices and ensures that all California students can learn in classrooms of truth, inclusivity, respect, and belonging for generations to come. The curriculum alone is not enough, which is why NASMC is paired with robust professional learning for educators. The NASMC offers a wide range of professional learning opportunities to support educators in teaching with authenticity and confidence. At San Diego County Office of Education, we continue to offer several modes of professional learning to support educators at each point of their journey. We continue to offer a 7-month paid professional learning with the California Indian Educational Leaders Pathway Cohort that began in September 30th, 2024. Last year, we had representatives from over 25 districts and 20 tribes in the cohort across California. This year's cohort has expanded even further, with more tribes and districts engaged in ongoing paid professional learning to support learning of knowledge holders at state, regional levels, and at tribal levels to help teach and also maintain context for the curriculum and have knowledge keepers support professional learning at local levels. SDCOE would also like to continue to host Native Ways of Knowing microcourses for educators. In these microcourses, educators can engage in weekly Native Ways of Knowing book clubs, webinars, and access recordings for continued learning support. In addition to in-person educator institutes, which provide immersive, collaborative experiences to connect teachers directly with digital opportunities, with Native voices, stories, and knowledge systems. There are Native Ways of Knowing microcourses and asynchronous digital opportunities that allow teachers to deepen their learning in flexible formats. Native Ways of Knowing webinars, book clubs, and leadership cohorts provide ongoing opportunities to grow. During the past 3 years, San Diego County Office of Education has hosted over 200 free professional learnings from competitive federal grant funds from the U.S. Department of Education's Office of Indian Education NYCP grant. More than 15,000 educators, administrators, and tribal education staff have participated in these professional learnings, which have reached over 500,000 students and families across California. Starting in December 2025, San Diego County Office of Education and the California Indian Museum and Cultural Center will be co-hosting free 2-day Seeds of Native Knowledge culturally sustaining teaching institutes. There will be over 10 of these institutes hosted throughout California regions over the next 2 years that are in-person teaching institutes that bring together teachers, school leaders, tribal education staff, and tribal community partners to strengthen culturally responsive teaching and honor the sovereignty of California Native peoples. Consider these 2-day institutes as intense trainings for Native American Studies model curriculum. These professional learnings ensure that teachers have the confidence and resources to create classrooms that honor tribal sovereignty and reflect the diverse histories and cultures of the regions that they live and work in. The curriculum creates space for student voice and agency. Native students see themselves within the curriculum affirmed, while non-Native students gain a more accurate and empathetic understanding of California history. The NASMC is about healing. It represents a shift towards truth-telling, equity, and inclusivity in California schools. It brings forward Native brilliance and ancestral knowledge. It honors sovereignty by ensuring tribes are defined how they tell their stories and how they're taught. It equips educators with the tools needed to create classrooms where Native students see themselves represented and where the students gain fuller, more accurate understanding of the world around them. We are humbly asking all educators, school leaders, Native families, and students, and also tribal leaders across the state to help us promote this professional learning with NASMC. It is our deepest hope that California will invest in prioritizing and creating a statewide plan to continue to implement the California Native American Studies model curriculum. Please consider allocating funds directly to support Native students and families with this curriculum. Encourage teachers and support them in piloting the curriculum and working alongside tribal partners at the regional level. Our partnering tribal organizations have already developed research-based resources that strengthen Native literacy and family engagement. We are here to help you expand your efforts to include more diverse histories within your classrooms. The NASMC is more than curriculum. It's a call for courage, collaboration, and commitment. For schools, this is a chance to lead in the nation, an authentic educational reform. School leaders must prioritize ongoing professional learning, authentic tribal consultation, and sustained partnerships with Native nations. Educators must reflect on their own biases, question long-held narratives, and also commit to learning alongside their students, tribal nations, and Native families. It is an invitation for humility and growth. For students, it is a promise that their classrooms can be places where the voices of California First people are heard, honored, celebrated, and learned from. We encourage you to support and engage in the Native American Studies model curriculum. Use it and share it. Commit to professional learning. Let us ensure that every student in California grows up knowing that the first people of this land are not relics of the past, but living, thriving Native nations whose knowledge and leadership are essential to our collective future. NASMC is an education at the most transformative level, healing the past, shaping the present, and envisioning a just and inclusive future. I encourage you to support NASMC and invest in ongoing professional learning and additional tribally based curriculum with the full weight of your leadership and voice. This will improve tribal community responsive programs within schools that improve leadership, and it will also have increased tribal relationships and school relationships with respect and reciprocity. Together we can ensure that California not only tells the truth about history, but also creates classrooms for belonging, justice, and respect. The NASMC is already a remarkable achievement. It's a testament to what can be accomplished when we take action, build genuine partnerships, and center Native voices in education. At the same time, we recognize that the current curriculum does not yet represent all tribes or all regions in the state, but rather than a finished product, NASMC should be seen as a catalyst, a beginning of continued commitment to the collaboration of Native peoples and tribes, and ensuring that cultural, accurate, place-based Native American education is permanently funded and part of California's educational system. Through this sustained work, we can ensure that students grow up with the appreciation for Native people and also accurate understanding of California's history. We can also fulfill our promise to the future generations of the state by teaching compassionately, respectfully, and honoring the full importance and integrity in all classrooms. Thank you so much. We encourage you to dive into the curriculum, RSVP for upcoming professional learning, or contact us if you have questions. Thank you so much for your support. Wado.